So the recent development in this matchup, of course, Undead still always play the same thing because the Ghoul build works against pretty much everything very nicely, except against Wyvern sometimes. Orcs, for a long time, played a fast tech without barracks, without grunts, without any tier 1 units, but since then they seem to have felt that some grunts for early creeping is indeed better. Oh, but this is a war mill. Blade? Grunt into Headhunter. Oh, wow. I've not seen that by LYN in a long time. This normally means you skip the shop, you save the money on shop and items, use mirror image to creep, tank the damage. But if the Blade doesn't have Windwalk, then he's not really capable of playing aggressively at all. This means the Undead can normally easily expand against this build. Since I started playing Orc on ladder, I'm also looking a bit closer at these build orders. This is going to be a 6 peon tech by LYN, I believe. 1-0. Sees the war mill. If he sees the Blade, he might be considering the expansion as well. I'm not sure if he saw the Blade, actually. Blade popped out and ran over immediately. Might not be going for that pure passive mirror image creeping. DK, though, he's got the skull. Okay, 1-0 is ready to set up that expo here. One grunt into Headhunter. Second burrow is going to be likely quite late. And Blade is starting with the Windwalk here. So you can see it's a nice little dance of opening builds, scouting, reactions. So 1-0 saw the Blade Master Headhunter, thinking it was going to be a passive Blade Master play, trying to go for an expansion. But LYN reacting, anticipating that move by the opponent. Now he's being the one aggressive. And the Blade Master here with Windwalk can try to get something done. Oh, the grunt! Runs into the creeps. Tricked by the Acolyte. Oh, losing the grunt here would be so bad. Ooh, almost lost him. Meanwhile, Blade Master trying to creep, steal some little neutrals over here. Only got skellies up until now. 1-0 unsummoned the altar, but is now teching. He is, after all, not expanding. LYN hasn't fully figured this out yet, but seeing no natural creep yet, I guess it is becoming pretty obvious. So this is 90 gold down the drain. Having to remake the altar and a bit of lumber. That grunt needs to be very careful. Needs to be healed very soon. The DK is pulling ahead in experience, as he does so often. Nice Skelly Scout right here as well. If he steals the last hit, that would be crazy. Not gonna be allowed, though. Okay, DK places the skull. Is he gonna try to get cheeky here? He has another Acolyte, with which he could, in theory, expand during the tech. Which is not something we normally ever see. Decent items here for the Death Knight. Late items so far. Honestly, not that impressive. Pretty low on damage still here. Hitting that level 2 only now. And look at the Death Knight. Full HP, full mana, looking very confident. Continuing to creep here, no problem. Taking away the enemy natural right here. And the big boy is level 3 already, maybe? Nope, not quite.
Yay.
One ghoul gonna go down. Thank you, Rauke, with the resub.
Player's forces are under attack.
Oh, Blade looking for those last hits here in the back. He knows the Skellies are trying to get him. All those little bits of experience can make quite the difference. Coil secures the last hit. And that's still a full level lead on this Death Knight right here. That level 2 coil now also very scary for especially the Headhunters.
A player's forces are under attack.
The Lich coming second. Tier 3 tech started. And another last hit goes to the Death Knight. Double Bestiary in the works. So LYN is probably pivoting from Headhunters into Wyvern. As the Wyvern won't get punished so badly by the Black Arrow. 1-0 could have fallen into the trap of the fake headhunters if he went Dark Ranger second. That would not be super strong against the Wyvern later. But doesn't actually fall into that trap. Oh, wait. Can he kill the Death Knight here? There's 2 more hexes. Perhaps he has the damage. DK sold the TP. This can be pretty scary. This is a bit of a risk, and this risk is punished. DK, honestly, way too far out on the map. Oh, he almost denied him. Tried to deny him with the Acolyte. 1-0 after a strong early game here. His concentration slips. Forgets about the danger of Hex. That is kind of a novice mistake, to be honest. Big blunder by 1-0 here. DK back from the tavern. But that was very expensive and a lot of experience going to the Orc heroes. Played indeed quite unlucky with the double ring right here. Almost in time to steal the Warlord here even. That would have been incredible. LYN considering where he wants to go. He knows that DK is very low mana here. So there's little punch to be feared at the moment from 1-0. Oh, he wants to go for the Lich kill, doesn't he? He's got 2 hexes. Where is that hex, though? Wants to get the double. Blade chasing ahead, going after the ghoul. And there we go, 2 more ghouls taken out. Nicely done by LYN. Good scout, good punish. Realizing that DK without mana here wasn't going to have much to offer. Great early game by LYN, indeed. Following 1 mistake. I was about to say small mistake, but honestly it's a big mistake. 1 big mistake by 1-0. Tier 3 finished. Lumber is not very high for LYN. As mentioned earlier, he only had 6 lumber peons. No fiends yet, by the way. Anti-air is going to be very minimal right here for LYN. Now we got the TC coming third. Easy core last hit there. Costs a bit more mana again. LYN waiting for the ensnare to wear off. Another ghoul goes down. LYN has lost nothing so far. It seems like 1-0 needs to start getting some kills in here. Maybe he can line up a hero kill on the Blade Master, then he will be back in the race. But this is phenomenal early game by LYN. He got 4 ghouls and a Death Knight without losing anything so far. Incredible start into this series. But he doesn't want to overstep. Been waiting for the TC to arrive. Perhaps he's going to bring an orb. He's got just enough money for it. Would love to see at least 1 ring being given to the TC as well. Yeah, there we go. Sharing the wealth, sharing the love. 1 ring for the TC, 1 ring for the Blade. Undead army is looking tiny over here. We don't even have web so far. And only a single fiend. That fiend now is the prime target. Ensnare going in immediately. Silence the TC and the Shadow Hunter. Nova on the Blade. He's taking lots of damage here, but he's got that invuln, of course. Fiend dead, Wyvern safe. Blade Master was separated from the army. I like the staff here. Can start healing.
Players' forces are under attack.
Incredible that LYN didn't even lose a headhunter so far. Still fighting for this big item here. 1-0 with a way smaller army, but he's got a lot more mana. That's also something important, of course, that has to be considered. Lich, by the way, with some very good items here. TC getting nuked. Might be going down quickly. Oh, That TC survives. Barely the ring of protection here really paying off. Next Fiend goes down. Wyvern still untouched. The Berserkers will be touched for sure. Touched up and going down. Only a single one now left. The wave comes through, but that's the last bit of mana. The statues here really putting in the work. Purge on that Fiend. Kodo looking for the Devour. Blade from one side, Kodo from the other. Gets out the web though. This could be 2 Wyvern kills here. Maybe. TC waiting for the silence to wear off. TC very low HP. Big Master looking for the purges. HP is starting to run low on LYN though at the moment. I'm taking the coil. Fiend got devoured. Blade is still really hurt. Going for the Nimble Potion now. Wants to take out 2 statues and then escape probably with the Windwalk. Actually, he gets level 3. Got 1 heal wave ready. And looking for another statue kill. There's another purge! Oh my god, look at LYN here. Finding those kills one by one. And he gets out with the Windwalk just before the silence. God damn, what a sick first map by LYN right here. TC back home. He can start healing. But 1-0 is also finding kills. Still down in supply. But not giving this up yet. And he should be getting the last item here as well. LYN, though, he is ready to pounce. What's he going for? Silence from the Shadow. Kodo feeling hungry. Big item goes to 1-0 finally. Kodo would be a big kill to get indeed. The wave. Oh! Maybe in time. Kind of looking close. Now we got 2 ensnares and stomp. Suddenly the DK is in serious danger here. We have so many raiders. He can just right-click the Death Knight. But what about the blade? What about the blade? He might be dead as well, but the Windwalk! 2 HP! Barely getting away. Oh my god. 2 hit points. With the DK dead, this is oftentimes the beginning of the end. 1-0 can afford a Tavern res, but he's losing a lot in the meantime. Blade Master back to the shop, healing up himself again, and Kodo Beast. TC level 2 would be a big level up. Lots of raiders are great for ensnare, but not great for damage. Damage is right now lacking, but the blade is rejoining. Shadowhunter has 1 heal wave ready. Got a potion as well here on the blade. Oh, blade is almost going down. Holy hell, this is still really close, man. Maybe a few too many raiders by LYN here. 4 raiders seems very heavy.
A player's forces are under attack.
Trusting in his heroes now to do the damage, but he also needs to heal up a little bit at least. Invoke Potion going to be necessary for the blade. Heading over to the gold mine creep could give him level 4. Ring +5. I would say that's pretty good. We've been seeing how much these heroes have been getting focused. TC level 2, big level up. Finally, he's got that aura. DK about to hit level 2 aura. Lich is crazy. Holy hell, plus 26 damage. This Lich is keeping 1-0 in the game.
A player's forces are under attack.
Endurance aura here, unfortunate find, but it's at least more money. A lot of good items possibly here for 1-0. Almost everything is good here, right? Except for Unholy Aura and Cloak of Flames, probably.
A player's forces are under attack.
He gets Endurance as well, and for him it's very nice. TC level 3 would be a huge level up to get as well. LYN went for a TP, by the way. That probably means he wants to finish this creep camp here, take the item, hit the undead main base, force 1-0 back, and then TP out. Seems logical. Heal potion. Good find there as well.
A player's forces are
Then it's close to 4 level ups. That's always a great mark to hit. In the main base, reinforced defense has been researched, by the way. The burrows aren't so easy to kill. 1-0 knows he has to TP home with the threat of raiders here. Counter TP. How much is gonna die? 1 raider. Or... I think only like a ghoul died or something. Now it's time to go and pump into upkeep for LYN. Got a good amount of gold. Look at the Blade Master, by the way. With the wand of... with its staff teleportation, I mean, he can continuously harass the acolytes here.
A player's forces are
Could even decide to not defend the expansion. Ah, he's looking for reinforcements. Gets a statue for free. Thanks to the Orb of Lightning. Staffing back, though. Not going for the acolytes. LYN's army still not looking that big. We're lacking some damage here, it seems. He's now going Wyvern and Berserkers. Here comes the damage. He's got 1 attack upgrade on him. Would love to see an armor upgrade here for the Orc units. Of course, that one benefits them all, except for casters and Kodos. Do the demos get armor upgrade? Actually, I'm not sure.
A player's forces are under attack.
Picking up a dust as well. I like that. Then only has 1 Invo Potion, though. That one's on the Shadow right now, surprisingly. One to 0 with triple Invo. I feel like... Ah, okay. Invo back on the Blade Master. Yeah, that's the better hero to have it on. As long as you position the Shadow Hunter well, you shouldn't really be in trouble immediately. Some more skellies being raised here. These are always the big problem for Orc in the late game. It's not worms, it's not destroyers really. It's not fiends, it's the skellies. In we go. TC is silenced right away. Heavy damage on the Blade Master. Needs the invuln early in the fight. Trying to take out the destroyer here with the piercing damage. Working out pretty well. Kodo's coming in. Has level up for the TC, by the way. Needs to go for the level 2 Stomp right here. Also... greatly diminishes the damage from the undead heroes. Late though. He's living a dangerous life on low HP. Could get nuked quickly with the Coil Nova focus. Another Fiend goes down. 1 more devoured. That Kodo falls though, but it takes a Coil. Coil now on cooldown. The blade is safe for a short while. Big heal potion here. Wonderful for the TC. Good crit comes through. Another Coil. DK has 1 more Coil left. Minimum. Maybe even more. Speed scroll moving away. He knows there's no destroyer right now to cast the speed scroll, but the blade still dies. Blade still falls despite trying to keep him alive for so long. Shadowhunter almost going down as well. TC with a mana potion. Stomp again. The hero focus here is doing tremendous work. Mana is now extremely low for 1-0 though. How can LYN get back the Blade Master? He's rezzing him from the altar, not the tavern. And now 1-0 can get a lot of skellies. He's got another statue again on the field. To have that regen, to have that recovery. Another Nova, almost another kill. LYN needs the blade back. And the expansion is going to buy that time. 1-0 is going to need more than 70 seconds, I would say, to kill this Expo here. Taking out the burrow first. More peon kills would also mean more skellies again. Oh, catching another fiend for free. Average PMS with the resub. Thank you. One to 0, taking the supply lead here by a little bit, believe it or not. Then surely needs another Invo Potion. Wait, did he get it? No, he didn't get it. 1-0 picked it up just a little bit ago. Obsidian with a gift sub, thank you. Ooh, Death Knight now level 5, that's a scary level up. So much damage in the Undead Heroes. 5-4-4, so many claws. 1-0 got all the claws, and Lyn got none of them, and he calls it GG! After a perfect early game, Lyn not able to close it out, maybe a bit unlucky with the items. He got like no damage on the blade. And 1-0 got all the damage. I think Neo's calling me here.
Hello!
Hello. What's up?
Oh, I thought a LYN 1-0 match might require a dual cast.
Did you see that first game, man? It seems like, man, how much does Lyn have to do?
Dude, he needs some claws, I feel like. So, upper right-hand side is LYN, one map down, with no barracks so far. 1-0 on the other side. He is, of course, riding the momentum. I'm pretty sure that loss in GCC 3 stung a little bit. You said LYN beat him. I want to say LYN destroyed him. So, yeah, in that series, it's time for 1-0 to show that that was just a fluke.
Different build now by LYN. We're going for a fast chop and fast tech with Blade Master. Okay, return to... We can't call it old meta, but return to last month's meta. Since then, like I said now a couple of times, orcs have incorporated much more grunt play early, quick barracks, some creeping in the early game. Lyn is now returning to rather very fast tech, most likely into quick wyvern.
Looking good, looking good. The people say I'm a bit loud. Sorry about that, people.
Yeah, that's we've been thinking that for decades now, guys. I know this Neo guy is just such a loud mouth wherever he goes. We should have sent him to therapy one day, but does he want to listen? No, he just wants to yell.
Yap and yell with his squeaky voice. That's all he's doing. Hate that guy.
Yeah, one of these days, he's gonna get his comeuppance. Then wants to give 1-0 the comeuppance. He is scouted once again. 1-0 sees what's going on and should realize, okay, you're playing this Blade Master fast tech. You cannot really creep too well yourself. You're very likely coming to harass me. So it's going to be very important for him to really prioritize getting those last hits. Ideally, all of them.
Okay, where are we going? The Acolyte scouts the movement quite nicely. With that, it's clear. We grab a circlet. We feel like a little princess. Speaking of princesses, happy birthday, happy! The Emperor turns 35 today. Maybe he got a little in real life circlet. He would definitely deserve that.
35, you say? Great age indeed. A summer child he is. Perfect day for some ice cream, certainly where I live. I imagine Happy is enjoying some of that today.
The item is blocked by the Murlocs. Now we got the illusions. 1-0 with lots of map presence. Pulls the ghouls as he has the lumber for the tech. Not a super important pickup here, but it would be a sign of life for Lyn if he gets that one. Came in a little bit too early, but got the item.
And those items matter, especially if it's the perfect item for the blade. But it wasn't quite the slippers, it was the mantle. Could be good for Shadow later. But of course the DK is starting to pull ahead in experience. I think this is the main reason why Orcs started playing the grunt opening again. You can creep better, you can try to keep up somewhat with the Death Knight. If 1-0 here continues to play these last hits perfectly, the blade is going to start falling very far behind.
Yeah, it's somewhat binary. If the DK has an easy level 3, the rest of the game belongs to the Undead as well. Lyn has to stop this. Gets 1.3, but that was just a skeleton. Huge last hit now on the Ogre. Big consumable, big experience up for grabs.
Yeah, pretty sure 1-0 isn't going to give this one away. But he's not going to get level 3 too early. Tier 2 for Lyn finishing up in a moment. And the cool thing about this, taking this one Murloc, by the way, from the green camp is that Undead cannot use this for his level 3 creep route. This wouldn't be quite enough, so he has to go for the gold mine instead or somewhere else. We're just going to make that harder, so this is kind of cool. Even if the blade didn't get level 2, just getting that one creep actually has impact. Of course, killing the blade would be ideal for the level 3 creep route, but... Oh, he stole the item!
Yes!
Invul potion picked up, looking for the ghoul kill as well, and gets out with the Windwalk. This is a strong early game by Lyn.
Damn, both players play around the last hit and the coil so beautifully. Knowing each other, of course, streaming together, watching each other's games all the freaking time. This has become such an important part of an Undead versus Orc early game. Of course, between them, with Happy, with Focus, with Soin. Experience is the #1 metric. And I would say 1.6 Demon Hunter, 2.6 DK. That's very playable for LYN.
Yeah, 1-0 trying to get that level 3 right now, ideally on the enemy side of the map. This is very risky. You might even call that a mistake. He's once again running into the Shadowhunter timing. This time it's likely not going to cost him the Death Knight's life, but it could very well cost him some ghouls.
The Murloc still goes to 1-0. There is a Windwalk now. Rod of Necromancy, Hex onto the Ghoul, Coil as an answer. Flesh Eater is healing a little bit. Looks like Shadowhunter entry damage isn't that big. Blade Master also distracted. Gets the Ghoul eventually. Hex against the DK. Ooh, Shadowhunter didn't get it. Item is the Slippers and it goes to 1-0.
At least it's not level 3 for the Death Knight. LYN missed the last hit opportunity there, right? He could have gotten that other Murloc. Didn't get it with the blade. It's a minor thing, but again, it matters. All these last hits, all that experience is relevant. But it's still a decent position here as the Death Knight is not quite yet level 3. And now getting level 3 is kind of awkward. You can't go for the oranges in the middle. They're too hard. So you have to go back to your green camp, I guess, but there's no item there anymore. Looks like a pretty even game up until now.
Agree. We get the Wyvern. Meta of old, big damage, and no Wand of Negation here on 1-0 side to disrupt this. But the Acolyte is making this a bit weird. The Null isn't following. DK is around, has 1.5 coils. And of course, we deny workers because it's all about efficiency and all about XP. LYN, 6 minutes 30, tier 3 done.
Thank you, Kefka. Time with the resub. Outstanding. Skelly scouting here once again by 1-0. Always knowing what's up. First bigger item for the Blade Master is the Ring of Regen. It's an okay item, but past the early game, normally not that amazing. The Wyvern, though, are being built higher and higher in numbers. We'll see if 1-0 goes for a TC third here. I think we both are big fans of the TC, but he doesn't always seem to play him.
LYN, you mean? Yes, I agree. Can be a bit squishy if you don't have Rings of Protection or a high-level heal wave. Blade Master in the middle once again at the moment. There's not too many Fiends, but Web is finished already. LYN gotta be careful to not be trapped.
Oh yeah, if he starts this camp, this would be a bad idea. Wand of Negation here. Ready to dispel the Hex. Absolutely huge impact. Doesn't even need it against this Hex because there's no threat really on the Fiend. Shadowhunter nowadays with that wand seems a lot less amazing of an early tier 2 tool.
Yeah, a couple of undeads were complaining. The change is so bad, I can't dispel water elementals immediately anymore. But against Hex, against Entangle, against Rejuve, it is such a wonderful item. And undeads have incorporated that into the early shopping trip of Lich. Makes a lot of sense. It's a huge power spike for the orc. You want to catch up in levels with exactly that play. And one item purchase disrupts this as easy as it is. And that is still a contested camp though, but LYN gotta be razor sharp here.
TC showing up. Aura first. They would love to get the last hit here, and the item, of course, of the big creep, the Null Overseer. DK coming back from the main base, bringing the orb. There's no Dark Ranger third yet, but LYN's levels and army also are not super convincing just so far.
Yeah, I agree. No level 3, no additional damage on the blade, no additional tankiness or toughness on the TC. 1-0 seems pretty committed, and why not? He got the Frenzy, he got the Destroyers, he got the Lich! Undershoots a little bit. Health Stone is, of course, nice for sustain, but again, no extra mana also. And this is one of the strongest timings for 1-0 now.
Ready to pick up the Dark Ranger. There she is. And then wants to creep up more, wants to drag out the game. 1-0 is ready to pressure, ready to last hit, steal these creeps as well. 1-0 is looking really strong here. Always a scary timing. Triple Hero Ghoul Frenzy. And Destroyer about to be ready as well.
He played this so well. 1-0 did. Getting all the important last hits, contesting LYN, where he was able to contest him, pulling away when he didn't want to run into a Hex without a Dispel. What can the Blade Master do now? What can the TC do? Not much. It's only Aura, no Stomp. The major problem, as always, what do you do against the ghouls on the ground? I love how prepared 1-0 is with double Frost Armor on these Fiends, as they are the backbone against the Wyvern. Grunts can still contest the ground. This is a tough task for LYN. Big mana.
Oh, big mana potion. Going to the Blade Master as well. Carrying so many consumables here. It's still lacking a bit in damage. We have that orb. We have the Kodo Aura. It's plus 15 at least. Would love to get some more though. Not going too heavy on the Wyvern. I think that's the right call. You don't want them to all get webbed and killed too easily. Mixing up the army now. It's all bestiary units. Kodos, Wyvern, and now Raiders.
Right on. I love the early Raider transition that we see more and more. Either you go one Raider into Wyvern or a couple of Wyvern into a Raider. That control of Ensnare, plus ideally Hex, plus ideally Stun, is so much lockdown. But what does it do when the undead is straight in your face, going for the shop now? We have an orb. No chance for a tiny anyway, so it's not the biggest loss of all time. We would love to have spikes against the ghoul attacks, but couldn't afford it. Gold is low, and now we engage into the first big fight, maybe.
Web against Ensnare. What's going to be the better lockdown here? The first Wyvern is going down immediately. Purge against the Frost Armor, though. Trying to take down that one Fiend. It's taking forever to kill this Fiend. He's not getting it yet. He has the dust brought by the Shadow Hunter. That is pretty good, but the Wyvern are all dead. And now the damage is significantly decreasing. Invo Potion for the Shadow Hunter. He survives. Blade Master still cutting through here as much as he can. Now he's the target. Has to use the Healthstone. Lots of potions here. Lots of consumables have to be used up by LYN to stay in this fight.
Still no meaningful level ups here. Backstab, okay. 3 crits as well. Really well RNG'd, I want to say, but it's still not enough. What's the solution to the destroyers? What's the solution to the undead tri-hero? The statue is regening as so often. LYN fighting for his life here, but he took the supply lead.
Got a couple of good purges here. Another one against the Frost Armor. Wyvern comes out, gets webbed right away, can put out some damage at least. And finally, the TC's out of mana. He's been waiting for this for a long time. Mana Potion on the Shadow Hunter. First hit Purge again. The Purges here are amazing for LYN. Gets level 3. TC level 2. Ooh. Looking to turn this around.
Heal wave necessary! Oh, potion. Okay, Shadow Hunter wasn't even silenced, but LYN does survive indeed. Dust settles on even supply. Blade Master has some great crits now with crit level 2 and the first claw of the game. TC got stomped, so more lockdown and more tankiness. Super important to have that full second value of armor. Just the Shadow Hunter is lacking a bit behind. But the map is open now. 1-0 is licking his wounds, waiting for the statues. Those were all killed. And looking at the mana bars, he needs the statue desperately.
Yeah, absolutely. Another important resource on this map is going to be the Invul Potion. 1-0 picked up the next one. 2 minutes on cooldown here in the shop. Ideally, the Orc wants to have double Invul. On the TC to break the silence, one on the Blade Master when you need it after getting focused. So LYN is not going to feel too confident here for a while, but maybe a good item could help him out. That's the Unholy Aura. That's pretty nice. More move speed for his Orc forces. But we have to remember also, in that last fight, he needed so many consumables to stay in it. And those are now all gone.
Double Invul and Health Stone, and probably a Clarity or something. That was a lot. Lots of movement speed now on LYN. This might help. Unholy Aura for HP regen and movement speed alongside the Endurance Aura movement speed. Kinda nice. What was that? Oh. Wand of Illusion might fake a unit. Help with the nuke. But 1-0 gets the permanent item. And looking at LYN's army, it still seems rather tiny.
Considering if he wants to go in here fighting against skellies that were already raised, not really a very inviting setup here for him. Still building out his army, 50 supply for him, getting over to the shop. He's looking for that Invul Potion, still on cooldown for a bit.
What do we have? 30 seconds. Can you stall 30 seconds? Blade Master's going for a scout. Wyvern retreating a little bit, but 1-0 claims that. Shop control 20 seconds off. There's another Arachnithid camp in the north, and it seems like we have a similar engagement that we had just a second ago. Speaking of a second ago, thank you, Captain Cola, for the sub.
Thank you very much. Next camp. Who's going to get the prize? Permanent item this time, up for grabs. Last hit stolen with the coil. Ring goes to the Orc side. Could be nice on TC or Blade. TC getting focused right away. The Legend Trouble as well. Needs that Invul Potion. Then trying to get away without Wyvern losses, but there's one web to catch one.
We're playing around
Come
the
on,
heal
Neo.
wave,
It's
cooldown,
not
1
nice of
second
you to
off,
call
heal
Lyn
scroll as well.
Army.
Blade Master
Tiny
needs the
tilde
big red
tilde.
numbers. TC being nuked once again would benefit greatly from that ring, but the Blade Master is egocentric and keeps it for himself. 174 crit. Hail Mary necessary, maybe. Blade Master is dead as well. Double kill 120. Double map win 120. Necromancer shows who's boss.
Good news for Lyn and for all the players today is, even if you lose this match, you're still in the tournament. Unlike on the first 2 days, these are not elimination matches. Players will still have a chance on the second go-around. After today, we're going to be separating the players into a winners group and losers group. And then from the winners group, top 2 advance to the final day, and from the losers group, top 1 advance to the final day. And it's also how Lyn got into the final day last time, by the way. He lost on day 3 to 1-0 as well. This is actually quite reminiscent, you might say. There was a 5-0 for 1-0. Absolute domination there, with some disconnects and forfeits also going on. Then came back strong on day 4, took first place, and then on the last day, got that victory finally. Take down 1-0 and to win that group. Ultimately landed him in third place in the tournament.
It has to be said that these tournaments are becoming more and more important, as the Gladiator Championship Cup is now leading into the Gladiator Triumph Tournament, where the top 8 of the first 4 Gladiator Championship Cup performers will be put in a bracket, and from these top 8, we will select 3 players for the Gladiator Golden Cup.
Yes.
Which is happening afterwards.
There's no reason to get
top
confused, Neo. What do you mean?
No. It's easy. GCC into GTT into GGC. Obviously. Where Happy is waiting, and it is a lot of money on the line. 1-0 top performer at the moment. Lyn only played episode 3 of the GCC, so he needs points, and every map is points.
Indeed. Every map, more prize money, more points. Correct. I wanted to get into that later as well. The Gladiator Championship leading into the Gladiator Triumph leading into the Gladiator Golden Cup, which is the tournament where Happy is seeded, just like last time Gladiator Golden Cup won. So we're going to see Happy returning there. I saw some people today and yesterday asking on stream when Happy is returning. We haven't seen him too much in these tournaments, but there is your answer. We will surely see him in the Gladiator Golden Cup on the 28th or 29th.
The names are fantastic. Yeah, Happy, of course, has to celebrate his birthday today. Lots of cake, lots of ice cream. Maybe an ice cream cake. Best of both worlds. But best of the available worlds is Lyn for the Orcs, and of course 1-0 for the Undead. Very good performance. And finally, a very good inventory for the Blade Master. RNGesus is with June. I call him June because, you know, we're buddies for a long time. Claws, Circlet, and Gloves of Haste. This is the best inventory we had so far.
He saw the ghouls here going left. The Blade Master, though, takes a different turn, thinking about going into the main base. This is a little bit risky. No speed scroll, no easy way out. Looking for ghoul kills in that main. He's gonna get one. Cheeky play right here. That's not normally something we see from the Orcs.
Yeah, interesting. With Grunt into Headhunter build into the Undead base, Lyn surely trying to innovate once again, closing in on being 40 years old, 2 kids, and still defining the meta here. But with, so far, limited success. But at least the ghouls can't regen, and that is very likely a ghoul kill. There we go, with the sweet 98 crit. And 1-0, it doesn't even bother. He knows he's gonna send his ghouls back. The lumber economy for undeads never suffer, but it all goes onto the XP account and delayed the graveyard a little bit. That's a 30-second graveyard delay, and that means a 30-second statue delay, and that means not as much Coil Nova as he would like to have.
He might lose the Grunt as well, though. With a double coil, that is a guaranteed kill. Maybe even 1 coil is enough. Grunt in the late game won't provide much anyways. Interesting trade. Where's the DK back there for a little bit? Death Knight, though, has now started to pull ahead again in experience. 1 full level up.
1-0, what a god. coiling the ghoul, the grunt with 140 HP. 200 HP.
That's why he's the pro gamer. Right there. Pro gamer
He
moves.
is.
Looking for another kill here on the Headhunter. Those are nicely low HP. Couple right clicks and a coil will be enough. Speed scroll though for an attempted save.
Okay, obviously expensive. Going for 2 speed scrolls in the early game. Need some salves now as well as we're waiting for the Shadowhunter. LYN giving up on Wyvern, going into Headhunters now. This is obviously an invite for the Dark Ranger third with Black Arrow. Tier 3 has started on both sides, so a little calm moment in the game. Blade Master trying to get Pimpin a little bit more, getting closer to level 3, and it is Slippers. RNGesus wants him to win this one.
DK not yet finished with the hunt, by the way. Would still love to get some Headhunter kills, but now the Shadowhunter is going to bring lots of safety. Could even go heal wave first here, maybe. It's very high value right now with everything being a bit hurt. Here it is. Saving a bit on salves here as well, and creeping and continue. But now not having Hex is kind of annoying.
Yeah, not great. And Snare by the Murlocs is coming in as well. Bucky Murloc in the chat. Coil threat is always there. Was that heal wave really necessary, I wonder?
Depends. If you can keep all the Headhunters alive, I think it's great. But if that Hex is gonna... that unavailable Hex comes around to punish, then a bit of a different story. One more heal wave ready. DK trying to be kept at bay by the Blade. Good save.
Nice,
so far.
getting that ring now for the TC as well. Lovely how he played around this here with the backstab, perfectly timed to outshine the coil. Fast, almost full mana here. Switched into German for a second. What the hell? What do we got? More Ziggurats. 1-2-0 going for the middle. This is easily creepable. The Forest Troll Warlord always offers great rewards.
Big heal potion. Always a nice safety item to have. Less important for the undead probably than for the orc. Normally it's the ghouls and fiends always getting focused first, because of how strong Coil and Frost Armor are in keeping the heroes alive. But still, a nice little safety item to have. Next item for the Blade. Ring again. Love that. Double ring. Great. One for the Blade, one for the TC. This is the best early game. Okay, that's not true. Map 1 was the best early game, but this is still a good early game for LYN.
The best early game since my arrival. It's very important to make everything about me, as you know. And what is this build, Remo? Headhunter into Wyvern.
Yeah, a little bit of a Headhunter Wyvern mix. I like it. It's much easier to just counter one of the two. If it's just Wyvern, you just have to be focused on Fiends. If it's just Headhunters, you just have to be focused on Ghouls and Black Arrow. But a mix of both units makes it a bit harder to counter for the Undead. And especially if the Fiends can be taken out quickly, then the Wyvern can be really good against those Ghouls, against everything else.
Dude, LYN stole the item. And luckily this item was a claws plus 8. Give me all the damage in the world. Crit level 2 is still a bit further away. What the red spot will surely help. 1-2-0 might have an idea what's happening here. But he's still quite a few miles away. Needs to speed this up with ghouls coming in. Frenzy ready. Destroyers ready. But the big turtle goes to LYN. 108 critical strike. Mana stone for the SH. But no TP. Gotta be careful here. Speed scroll number 3. Again, high expenses, but surely worth it.
Nice windwalk there right before the silence. If that silence hits, he might be dead actually, but Blade just in time, getting out of there, boosting out. TC now arriving with the orb, and the Kodo aura upgrade coming as well. This Blade is gonna have some big bonus damage this game. He's level 4 though for the level 2 crit.
Yeah, that's not too easy to get now. The lab in front of his base is gone. The expansion is the only spot that's really close and not dangerous. We're switching into Ensnare now. I always like that. As early as possible. The Qbert School of Orcs. And Lich is far away from 3. Dark Ranger is far away from 2. So Headhunters have some good uptime, thanks to there not being Black Arrow. And the Hydra is also in LYN's favor, spreading that poison a little bit.
Hammerfall, always a rather small map, not that many creeps to go around, so it's really important to not give that much more than 50% to the opponent. Easy would upgrade to level 2 here as well. The aura would be a big upgrade. If LYN can survive in this game for another, let's say, 10 minutes, I would say he should have the leading position, but that next fight is going to be still perhaps favoring the undead a bit.
I would say LYN has to win this with an inventory like this and without any meaningful losses. I would surely give the advantage to him. I would love to see a Zeppelin. Great minds think alike, of course. LYN and Sock and the Zeppelin micro with Mortar Teams and Kodos respectively is out of this world. He oftentimes plays it here, so if there's a coil traveling, boom, you pick up the hero, keep him safe. You have the Kodo in the front row to eat something and then pick it up and put it back to safety into the back line. Very, very few players play the Zeppelin better than LYN, and it's a great tool to have.
And most importantly, it stops the Skelly snowball. The Berserkers get focused, Nova flies in, ghouls are running towards them, and then you can pick them up, and you can stop them from being turned too quickly into undead Skellies. This is where the Berserkers can be a lot more impactful and impressive in the late game. Very hard to micro perfectly, though. Only very few orcs even attempt to play with the Zeppelin.
Hell yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. We got Invo Potions as well. We got Double Ring on the TC. Out of Caustic says, double cast! This day is at least 100% better now! Glad you appreciate that, mate. If you appreciate what we do, we gladly take your Prime subs. And now we got the level 4. We got the big red numbers. We got the Zeppelin ready. We got the TC with big bones and the Shadow Hunter with lots of mana. LYN, this is your game, buddy.
Yeah, this is a perfect setup, honestly. Amazing items, good levels, and if I remember right, not a single unit lost in the early game, right? Wait, no purge? 3 hits, no purge, bug! Okay, there it is.
There we go. I think Grunt and Headhunter when he was in 1-0 space, but that all doesn't matter now. This fight matters. It is a lot of Grunt, and the Wyvern comes in. Whoopsie.
Wyvern killed right away. TC looking for that stomp. Landed a go. Okay, one, not a perfect one. Blade Master in the back trying to take out the statues. Illusion's also making things awkward here on the Death Knight. What's the right target? The Ghoul, of course, would love to take them out quickly, but the web and Zeppelin. Oh, that's huge, actually. No easy saves now.
Blunder by LYN number 2. First the Wyvern, now the Zap. The anti-air by 1-0 is good enough. The healing on the Blade Master surely is not. I need an invul in a second. We have a heal spell. That was an epicenter storm with an invul potion as well to get out of the silence. Blade Master Headhunter, clean this up.
Blade looking for the Destroyer kill in the back. DK has some mana still left. Blade Master hurt, by the way, has the invul potion. Destroyer is indeed gone. Hex could perhaps now be dangerous, but you know what's also dangerous? The Black Arrow. More Muskellies are being raised, wasting some damage at the moment on the Illusion. LYN needs to retarget. Going for other targets now in the back. Does he have the Dust? He has the Reveal from the Crystal Ball. Taking out a Fiend here as well. Lots of kills for LYN, but his TC about to drop.
Oh, the Fiend blocked to the right-hand side. Beautifully done. Kodo gets a snack as well, but the big crowd control is gone despite the 2 rings. As so often, everything down to the Blade Master. Hunting these statues. One of them is almost full mana against the Purge. Gets the crit. Coil is there on the Destro. 6 save, 1-0.
Madonna returning for more healing. Uses that Mana Stone just in time to save the Blade, but he's still hurt. He doesn't have those rings, but he has lots of damage, and that invul still available. Dark Ranger with level 3 can now raise the level 2 Skellies. Here's the invul potion. Then he has to look for the hero kill now, doesn't he? He's got 1 end snare. How's he gonna use it?
Oh man, we need the numbers. RNG, be with him. There's no way to block. The Dark Ranger blocks a little bit. Blade, we need you. The Shadow Hunter was always so far away to keep him safe, but now he was surely missing. Raiders, though, still threatening that DK might get the revenge kill, and he does, but there wasn't all.
Yeah, Shadow Hunter the only hero left, and now this is where the Black Arrow is so sick. Every kill is another Skelly. When Lich gets level 4, you can even use the Dark Ritual here. And 1-0 is again taking over. After a good early game again. Perfect items in this game. And a pretty good start to the fight. LYN is now struggling, crumbling again heavily, way down in supply.
Oh, damn. I think LYN's execution is just not there today. The free Wyvern, the free Zeppelin, uncharacteristic mistakes, and 1-0 seems rather flawless here. No more consumable, no more mana. We need LYN's Sane Sword. Coil to save the Fiend, not to nuke this time. Pressures on the DK, but there's also still the big healing.
TC returns. The Aura is a big upgrade. The Death Knight, low HP, but indeed the big healing, like you say. And now we have Banshees coming in as well.
Oh.
Trying to curse the Blade Master. Don't get it out quite in time. TC hits level 3. That's a good level up. This fight is still going on. We got one stomp at the moment, looking for the perfect time to use, but the Nova in the back as well. Lots of damage here on these headhunters. He needs more. Hero kill, maybe. Going for the DK right there. End snare. The stomp is ready. The stomp is here. He's trying to pass the invul potion. Can he use a hex? Maybe. Trying to block, but the invul saves the DK. Maybe the move to win that game finally. TC running away, protected by the rings. Still a bit. But the DK thirsty for that kill. Right click, Frostborn hungers. What about the Lich? He's in the Zeppelin. Trying to survive in the Zeppelin. TC barely got away. The coil is there. Again. Just in time.
Blade needs to hit! Oh, reveal! What the hell is going on? The Raider is getting the kill! The Blade is alive! And so is the TC! What the hell is going on? Just when you criticize LYN a little bit, he flexes his muscles! Insane game! An insane fight by both of the players. Who's even ahead here?
Lich back from the tavern. Expensive but necessary. He's gonna get another kill here. Just another right click is enough. Takes out that Raider as well. Supply-wise, 1-0 here now, far ahead. We used all the consumables. Ankh gone, pot gone, mana and healing. Now we're left with the permanent items, and that's pretty good for LYN, I guess. He's got a lot of damage still. Rings of protection, indeed protecting him. He's got the better permanent inventory, but he also took more losses.
And of course, 1-0 has the convenience of a statue. HP regen for free, mana regen for free, both at the same time with a little bit of micro. LYN doesn't have that. He needs the potions for that. That's a lot of gold that we'd love to put into army, but he can't because the heroes are most important.
You can go for some long distance mining here. I like that. He's got way more lumber than he's going to need anyways. I still think 1-0 here has the favorite position simply because of the superior numbers. But, speaking of numbers, if the Blade gets level 5, all bets are off.
Oh Lord, have mercy on 1-0's kind soul. But yeah, it's still 30% off. And where to get it? There's no creep spot available. We got a brawl, and 1-0 is surely in the mood to brawl, but LYN isn't. I really, really like the Banshee transition. Ideally, you would love to have mirror image against that now, I think, to get out of that curse. Is Windwalk still that effective? Unfortunately, yes, you kind of want that as well to reposition to chase with the additional movement speed that you got and the additional backstab damage. But the inventory is great for LYN still. The permanent items, fantastic. Double invuln, fantastic. And he sees the enemy coming. Is LYN ready to fight again?
X on the Dark Ranger, starting things off. Trying to go for the hero kill here for real. Woo! Breaks the silence with the Immo Potion. Shadowhunter though, what about him? Speed scroll running away from that nuke. Almost getting clipped immediately. The coil flies and he dies. Heater Wave is a bit too late. Shadow was a bit out of position. He's going to trade it for a Dark Ranger, but that favors the undead any day of the week.
Oh my god, no more healing. The Shadowhunter is dead for sure, and there's no dust either. TC, Blade, a couple of headhunters. The Kodo has fallen as well, trying to get rid of that goddamn Banshee. So many misses here, a couple of crits as well, but misses the crit now. Things are going from bad to worse for LYN.
Praying for that Saint Sword. He has 2 chances to proc. Crit and Purge. Both could be huge. Banshee's taken out. The DK with the first hero to get level 5. Blade is so close. He's so close to that level 5, but he can't kill the Fiends because it doesn't have the dust. Has to call the game again. GG. 1-0 is our winner with a 3-0.
Oh man, again, with fantastic items. It's not enough on map 1. It was the perfect early game and he couldn't get the job done. Now it was almost the perfect items and he couldn't get the job done. And I think the majority of the game is to blame on the fight on the right-hand side with the lost Zeppelin, with the lost Wyvern. There was a little bit too much. Everything would have been different if not for these mistakes. But there was so many awesome moments in this game, though. Holy shit, these guys are showing peak Warcraft once again. You just hate Gladiators. Since the second movie sucked so much.
I didn't see it, actually. First movie, amazing. Tonight, I'm going to the movies as well, Neil. Disclosure Day, Pog.
Oh, it's a documentary, right? Of real events.
I don't quite believe so, but I have avoided all sorts of spoilers and trailers, so...
I want to believe.
I can give you some info tomorrow.
Very good, very good. I'm kind of joking because the UFO conspiracy theorists think that Steven Spielberg was paid by the government to disclose what's really going on with that movie. Kind of a funny premise, though. I want to believe as well.
I mean, the E.T. model in the E.T. movie did look more convincing than that fake found footage that we had in Mexico like 2 years ago. Do you remember that? When they said we found aliens, they're for real, bro. And they looked like they were made in 2nd grade.
Oh, that was beautiful. Yep. Whatever. I want to believe. I want to believe in LYN as well. And look at that. Expo plans by 1-0 instantly cancelled.
Yeah, 1-0 here taking a risk. He was thinking the Blade was just going to creep the middle and not going to be scouting him. He thought he could greed it up, but that did not pan out that way. Gambling here on map 4, backfiring. That puts him behind on experience and tech quite a bit. Experience just meaning how much he could have gotten with a safe opening.
Okay, I was a bit worried about that grunt here, getting trapped between Necropolis shop and the 2 units, but nope, LYN is a careful father of his childs and grunts alike. So DK can't creep, Blade can't creep, but oh, Acolyte, do we have a 6th one? Oh yeah, we do. So there's no risk here at the moment for the economy, but this is quite a bit like more successful than what we've seen on the last map where he tried this.
Yeah, DK here is forced to stay level 1 for a long time, but now with the Blade hurt, he has the space easily to get those level ups finally. Of course, with his opening, the Blade had no heal salves, so recovery here is still a bit more difficult. He's going for the shop now. But this is going to be the DK pulling ahead a bit in experience, but not as much as he could have with that safer opening.
So already a little bit of a sign that 1-0 is not confident at all. Green spot not contested. Usually it's always contested. And that builds again. Nice Blade Master with more attack speed and the circlet on his head as well. Tier 2 is of course quite a bit faster. I'm curious if 1-0 throughout the game is trying to expand once again here.
I would be surprised. It seems like in this matchup, it's fast expo or bust. You either want to get a lot of gold right away from that instant expansion, or you want to get to tier 3 as fast as you can. Or that powerful triple hero. Would be my expectation, at least. Once more, we got great Skelly scouting here. 1-0 knows what's going on. And the Blade gets a neat little item right there, a replenishment potion, healing him up when he needs it.
Yeah, doesn't have to go back his healing already. Well. Again, a solid setup for LYN with the Headhunters one more time. He can shuffle the pieces around a little bit. We had Headhunter into Wyvern. Maybe this time we see Headhunter into Raider. Kodo always is stable. But what we're going for is the 12 o'clock. That camp is a bit tougher. And good XP for the Blade.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. This is surprisingly easy to take. This camp right here looks scarier than it is. Big permanent is the Scourge Bone Chimes, which I feel like can be a bit overrated on the Blade Master sometimes, including in this matchup. Blade Master normally doesn't have the freedom to just be hacking and slaying for such a long time to heal that much. He has to be very evasive normally because he gets focused a lot.
Yeah, this Coil Nova combo is quite nice against an agility hero. Blade Master revealed. Nice last hit by 1-0. Great timings throughout. Never feels as if he's in a panic. Everything he does feels super well controlled. Risk reward assessment by 1-0 Stella.
Yeah, good early game so far. After the little bit of a botch of the Expo attempt. But this botch leads to the experience here being very, very even. This is perhaps the most even we've seen it since map 1. With the DK having, honestly, pretty much no lead at all. And the Shadowhunter is out first. He can start creeping before the Lich. This is, again, a good position for LYN. Third time this series.
Jinx.
Hoping to finally make it a success.
Yeah, late game 1-0 was best 1-0 so far. So, Blade Master's tracking this, sees all the movement, knows on the right-hand side I have nothing to fear. I can creep up for that sweet Hex that I want to get. Again, a heal wave opener, trying to save some resources there. DK is being threatened by that Blade Master with yet another crit. This requires a statue ASAP.
Yeah, Blade can be pretty annoying here. This slows down the creeping as well. Deathan has to be more careful with where he moves. The Ring of Regen is actually wonderful to have right now. Got both the consumables, the big healing, and the Scroll of the Beast. Both not really ideal, but still got him and took him away from the other side. Lyn would love to get this Troll Warlord right here. Get that other big permanent.
A player's forces are under attack.
But we're not risking this before tier 3 is done, so we have to go for the Goblin. And reveal. Now we reposition here. Shadowhunter with a bit more mana and finds the so important Ring class 3 for the TC. That's probably coming as tier 3 is finished now. Prioritization is first on the Headhunter upgrade because he has so many of them. Makes them sturdy against Coil Nova. So yep, that number 1. So far, we haven't seen a Wyvern yet. That is surely a change compared to last time. And also, after being at the laboratory, no Zeppelin edition.
Could still go for it easy. On this map, we also have easy lab access close to the main base. I'm surprised 1-0 didn't prioritize more getting the Warlord here. So Lyn now snipes it easy. But 1-0 is creeping in the middle, where also the big permanent item drops. And 2 big tomes as well.
Ruined bracers for Lyn. Maybe that's the ingredient that was missing. A little bit of resistance against the devious Coil Nova combo. Puts it to the Shadowhunter, so positioning can be a bit more aggressive and heal waves maybe a timelier. This is a fantastic drop. On the other side, Lich gets nothing, right? It's the Void Walker that carries the item.
Yep, big boy's still there.
You know, the server has no indicator where items are, so I don't know it.
Yeah, KK, get your stuff together.
KK, not OKK.
Quathalas boots. Nice for the Dark Ranger. Would have been fantastic on the Blade. TC now joining in. Brings an early mana potion. Interesting. That pairs nicely with that pendant, of course. If you drop the pendant on the ground to drink the potion, then you get bonus efficiency. Then trying to min-max here as much as he can.
We have no level 2 crit. We're far away from that. No level 2 Nova. Soon Black Arrow. And here is the Zeppelin that I love so much. Hopefully with more impact than in Game 3.
I wonder if Lyn can find a way to protect it better from the web this time.
Player's forces are under attack.
That's really what ended up being costly.
Heroes control this well, but we got 3-3-1 against 3-2-2. I prefer the 3-3-1.
A little bit more experience there. Big red camp right there. This is begging for a creep jack pretty much. Lich getting Lovat himself, feeling a little bit of a taste of his own poison. That's right. The big creep Ice Revenant can Nova.
So cool. Literally. Anyway, is it the fight that we want? It looks like Lyn seems ready to brawl with all the items that he got. TC gets nuked right away. Couldn't get the stomp off due to silence. Statue being threatened. Fiend being threatened, but so is the Blade Master. But this is what the Zeppelin is for. Ooh,
Needs to come in for save the TC as well. That was a good stomp. Blade still hurt. Has to go for the Invo Potion. And now we got the web again. Zeppelin isn't going to survive here for too much longer. But it's more time where the undead units can be taken on. Then didn't have a dust, by the way. He has to go for the reveal from the lab, but doesn't quite get it out. He's going to lose the TC here to the focus fire.
Not a great fight hero-wise, but what about the ghouls on the ground? Finally, they've been taken care of. Statue there as well. How important is the TC? It was only level 1. Stops the progress. The skeletons up. Have to deal with that. Blade, careful. Windwalk again. We're waiting for the heal wave. 2-1. Need it now.
Who's going to have mana for longer? Kodo's going in. Would love to get a Devour right there against the Fiend. Dodged it. Where's the End Snare landing? On the Fiend. Devour secured, but Kodo in trouble. Next Zeppelin. That's number 2. And now no web against it at the moment.
Exactly. Except that Fiend that's in the ground. Ooh, Lich flirting with the Nova. Just 10 mana points away. Kodo in the Zap. Same for the Raider.
Nice.
Fiend is there, but can't reach. Oh, Lyn, that was sexy.
If he can get out here with minimal losses, he might be able to call that a win.
Nova soon. He's splitting the headhunters against it. Nice. Well done. He saw, okay, there's 125. Not bad. Let's social distance the headhunters a little bit. And now red spot for 120 still. Is there a LYN able to recover? Not really. But Zeppelin is safe. We have a little bit of time. We're getting closer to level 4 and the TC is back in no time. Still a very even match.
Yeah, and now the bottom right is obviously going to be the most important next destination, because that's where the next red camp item is. By then, the Link can creep a little bit more on the greens and get those 2 level ups. Blade 4, TC2, those would be very nice indeed. Shadowhunter close to 4 as well, although that level is normally not that big of a change. He's going for a tiny. That's a change up.
Ooh, indeed. Chat is asking, by the way, and I have to admit I don't know. If a Kodo eats a unit and you put it in the Zeppelin, do you get vision through the Kodo belly over the Zeppelin?
Oh, good question. Don't know.
Players' forces are under attack.
Chat says yes. Can we believe a chat if it's not a sub?
If it was a sub, it would be guaranteed truth, of course.
Exactly. Like the town thing just did 56 months in a row.
Skelly Scout again, amazing by 120. Sees that tiny before it's even placed. It's a perfect target to attack. Trying to go for the red camp. This might be a bit greedy by 120. This is inviting for a creepjack.
Right on. No TP, but double invuln. 3 statues, so not the best target, I guess. What do you do now? We need a strong TC. There is no silence. Great opener for LYN so far.
Dark Ranger low mana here actually turns out to be a problem. TC in problems as well. Loaded up into the Zeppelin one more time. No web there just yet. And he has the dust this time. He's got the reveal to go for the kills. The TC is heard once more. TC never getting any chance to level up. But Fiends are dying in the meantime.
Coil Nova, game over. He was blocked by his own headhunters, but those headhunters are now taking that destroyer apart.
Ooh, the Zeppelin as well saves the Kodo Beast. Loaded up. But now mana starting to run low on the Shadowhunter.
Defensive posture now. It was still only a level 1 TC that didn't learn much. Had to repeat the elementary school. And the expo is up now. Reap the rewards, LYN. Love the shop. In love with the shop. Fuck capitalism, but I love the shop.
Can use that clarity right away. TC, how much longer? 5 seconds. The green camp here. Actually, I don't know how much of that is left. But just level 2 for the aura would be a big upgrade already. Speaking of upgrades, we got the big item now on the Lich. That's Claws plus 12, baby. And the Hood of Cunning. It's a monster Lich once more.
Plus 22 and double Gloves of Haste as well. The way it scales is immense. Blade Master's getting jealous here. Raiders to the left, Blade in the middle. TC is back, hits the Stomp. Only 1 Fiend, but that should surely fall. Love the split, focus fire, Destroyer. Safe to the side. 120 execution. Grab! Nova kills the Blade.
Zeppelin there just a little bit too late. The Blade goes down, and again, this seems to be turning now heavily in the Undead's favor. The Skelly Snowball is here and in full force. We got the Ghouls, we got the Skellies, we got the Fiends, and we got no Blade Master anymore. The damage is just subpar here now. Kodo Devour denied as well. TC surrounded and dead again. And GG again. 4-0 for 120.
Oh god, what a beast, dude. He's just unkillable in these late game fights. LYN is trying everything he possibly can. Get solid items. Has a good army. Maybe you can argue this expansion was too greedy, but I can understand, like, you're down 0-3, you tried a lot already. Why not try and go for an expansion? There's something that you didn't try before. Understandable decision, in my opinion. But 120, man, he's just unbreakable, like Bruce Willis.
Let's take a look. It is the Fuss here. All right. Good
And that's,
call.
Remo, is why they call me the Prophet.
Indeed.
I also had a beautiful prediction yesterday on the France versus Senegal game.
What was the prediction?
3-1, and it ended 3-1. Boom.
France won, right?
Yes.
I hear they are pretty good.
They are. Dude, their second team would still be favorite for the title. France is crazy. Unlike in Warcraft, where they're gonna get destroyed on Thursday, which is tomorrow, in Sonic's Nation Tournament, where Team Germany is making another appearance.
PogChamp, PogChamp. When is the end of the World Cup, by the way? Do you know that?
Oh, dude, I don't know. 2028, it lasts forever.
Yeah, with so many teams, right? It's a long World...
Is under
Wait,
siege. A
it's
player's
actually not even
forces are
that long. 19th of July, apparently. Oh, all right.
Are you tired of it already?
I can't be tired of it. I have seen none of it so far, so...
Okay. Not even the Germany game?
Nope.
I thought you'd be one of the guys who comes in a German jersey to a group gathering and be a football fan for one evening.
No.
With a
I imagine when it's like quarterfinals time, semifinals time, then the boys are gonna say, "Yo, let's go out, watch the game," and then I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, if there's beer involved, count me in."
Dude, here in Hamburg, there's no watch party.
What?
What the fuck? I don't know why. No, like, I mean, of course, there's like private watch parties, but usually there was this one big public one. Not happening.
That seems very strange. That's a pretty big city after all. Oh well.
Sad.
Big last hit here. Should be an easy steal for the Death Knight. He's right there. And got it. Takes that level 2 for himself. That's a nice little snipe. Knows about the fast hero now early on as well. And he knows with that the late game naturally is going to be belonging more to him.
Yeah, you know, I got a bad feeling about this game. That's a creep stolen, that's a headhunter down, that's 1-0 with an unholy aura early, no chain lightning against skeletons, ghouls, 1 damage dealer is done already, ghoul rotation, a
GG.
bit odd. Yep, okay, I had a bad feeling and that feeling was right. GG!
Whoa.
Jesus Christ, LYN triggered! I mean, at least he played the last map this time. Unlike last time, he
Yeah,
lost to
yeah.
1-0.